Today is day 19, and we are going to talk about burnout. Now, that's a term that is used in a lot of different types of experiences and sports and things like that. You hear about people experiencing burnout all the time. Now, typically, burnout comes from things like you do it very monotonously every single day. You just kind of get tired of doing it. You get burnout at work, you get burnout just in general of doing the same thing over and over and over, eating the same foods, what have you. Now, the danger with this comes with diabetes burnout. You get tired of pricking your finger every single day, 6, 10 times a day, sometimes more. You get really tired of giving the shots or measuring your food or weighing your food or delivering another shot if you did too much, or just keeping track of it all, and burnout with carrying everything around and just dealing with this thing all the time in your life. So the biggest problem comes with that is when diabetics tend to burn out. I know me myself, when I hit burnout, for the day or for the week or however long it lasts for that person, you just kind of quit being diabetic. Like, you might take your long-acting insulin, you kind of look at your plate and like, feels like it might be about 45 grams, so maybe like 6 units. I feel like I might be a little high, so 10. Sounds like a good number. And you take a shot and you're done. You really don't weigh anything. You don't measure anything. You don't really pay attention. And so since you're not checking your blood sugars and things like that, you don't really know where you're at. And so if you don't know where you're at, you can't treat appropriately. So this can lead to things like stacking your insulin or overdosing on insulin or underdosing insulin and going into DKA, that diabetic ketoacidosis we talked about in the highs video. That kind of stuff. You end up in the hospital if you get diabetes burnout for too long. And that's where things like a pump or a CGM, that kind of stuff, the CGM is a continuous glucose monitor. I'm in the process of trying to get one, but for some reason, Medicaid thinks that it's a luxury to not have to prick my fingers 6 to 10 times a day and pay for test strips that they won't pay for, because they'll only pay for 4 test strips a day, but I have to check my blood sugar 6 to 10 times a day. So we pay out of pocket all this extra money for test strips that don't even go with the meter that goes with my Omnipod, because we can't afford the $80 a box for the name brand test strips. We get the Walmart ones with the Walmart, the little, y'all seen the little one that I have? Yeah, that's a Walmart one. Y'all have seen it in some of my videos before. Those test strips cost $20 for a set of 100 of them. So we still end up spending $60 a month for test strips, and that gets tiring. It gets tiring to prick your finger and know that, hey, I'm spending money on these test strips instead of buying my kids new shoes or getting them another workbook or a cool new book for school, or, there's so much more that we can be doing with not only the $60 I spend for test strips, but the extra money for the syringes, because since I'm on the pump, they're not going to pay for syringes, but when they quit paying for the pump, they don't pick up and pay for the needles, but I still have to get the insulin into my body, but they're not paying for any of it because they say I'm supposed to be on the pump. Well, you guys aren't sending me my pumps, and now you're not paying for the needles. So then I have to spend $15, $20 for needles to get the insulin into me. They'll pay for the insulin, but no way to get it from the vial or the pen to my body. So then I have to pay for that out of pocket. So every month we're spending a minimum of around $100 just to keep me alive, in addition to what the insurance is paying. So that becomes tiresome. It wears on you. You become weary with it, and just the burden of knowing that you're a burden on your family, because medically you need this stuff to survive, but they're not helping. So you start with the burnout, and because when you run out of test strips, you feel bad for buying more, and so you just don't test, which doesn't help anything. but you do it because you're burnt out. You're tired of being a burden. You're tired of having to do this every single day and knowing that it's taking away from other areas of your life. And it's not that it's like super difficult to take care of. Yes, diabetes is hard to manage. It's manageable, but these things that make our lives easier aren't always available. And that adds to the burnout when not only are you having to deal with all your blood sugars and check them and figure out what they're doing and try to adjust them and add more insulin, take insulin away, add more exercise, take it away, and you're trying to deal with all these plates that you're juggling, and then insurance comes along and just knocks them out of your hand like, I gotcha. And it just adds to that burnout, having to call everybody all the time and talk to all the insurance people. And then they act like it's some sort of big deal. So you have to call this person and then tell them what this person says, and then call this person and tell them what this person said, and then that person talk, and then you got to send the paperwork over to here for him to sign, and then you send it all back. And they make you do it all. I'm like, this is adding to the distress of the disease, which leads to the burnout. And there's nothing that you can really do as a supportive person, as a friend. There, you can ask them, hey, can I help you? What can I do to make it easier for you? If they tell you, no, it's fine, nothing, then just find something simple. There's a great recipe that we put about cabbage casserole. Go ahead and make one of those for your diabetic friends. Send it over to them. It's low carb if you feel like they're having some problems. And then that's like a comfort food. That's something they can have, and it doesn't have to add to the stress. And you took a little away by making them a dinner. Like, that's super nice. So, if you see somebody struggling, not just diabetics, if you see somebody struggling, help them out, because you never know what kind of burnout they're having. They might have, kid burnout. Moms out there, y'all know what I'm talking about? Sometimes your kids are just acting crazy, and you just like, just go in the other room and destroy it and leave me alone to sit in the bathroom and cry by myself. Like, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you just got to cry it out. You got to be non-diabetic for a day and just say, screw the blood sugars. I don't care if they're 600. I don't care if I feel like crap tomorrow. Today, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to eat what I want, and I'm not diabetic today. And then hopefully that only lasts for a day. You let yourself wallow in it and feel like crud. And then hopefully the next day you put your big kid pants on and you move on with life and you start back on your journey brand new and hopefully feeling a little refreshed that you got a tiny bit of a break. Now, the longer the burnout break you have, the harder it is to get back in the routine of taking care of yourself. And that goes for anything. You guys know that with like working out. If you're going and you're taking a walk every day with your kids, or you're taking a walk with your dog every day, and you go every single day, same time, and you go take a walk with your dog, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm really sick, and so you skip a day. And then the next day you're like, I'm still kind of sick, so I don't think I'm going to go today, and you skip that day too. Well, all of a sudden you look around and you'll be like, wow, it's been 3 weeks since I went and took the dog for a walk. I've just been letting him outside. Maybe I should get back on this. But it's really hard. You'll do it for a couple of days, and you'll be like, no, I got to go ahead and do it. And that's what it's like with diabetes, but you don't have a chance to be not diabetic for very long. You don't get the leisure of having a break for however long you want, because it is your life. And if you take a break from diabetes too long, then it'll be a permanent break, because it doesn't stop just because you stop. And that's what the problem becomes, because it is an everyday, very wearisome kind of disease that it doesn't relent ever. You don't go into remission. You don't have flare-ups and then it tucks away for a while. It doesn't do that. Diabetes is constant every single day, all day long. And so in events like that, burnout is inevitable. It's going to happen. It's how you deal with the burnout that's important. Go ahead, burn out. Be crap for a day. Just and power through it the next day and get back on track and do what you need to do. Because it doesn't stop. So you have to fight just as hard as it's fighting you. And it kind of sucks sometimes, yeah. But the alternative sucks a whole lot more. So don't forget to look on some of my other videos for other tips, ideas, things that I've put up here, just information to help you maybe with some burnout that you might be feeling. You know, go ahead and get into a new activity. Spice up your life. Go try some martial arts. It helped us. You know, maybe go bike riding instead. Find something that makes it worthwhile to come back from the burnout. Whether that's your family, your dog, your friends, a new exercise, whatever it is that you find joy in, find that joy and keep going. Because burnout happens, but you got to move through it. So you guys keep going, keep pressing on. Comment below what kind of things make you burn out? What makes you wearisome? And maybe we can help each other out, give each other some tips, some ideas, ways to go around it. I am always here if you guys need to talk. Go ahead and hit the comments. I will give you an email address or something along those lines. I am always open for anybody who's feeling any burnout, needs to talk, you have some depression, you have anything that's going on, let me know, and I will help you as best as I can. So you guys comment, and I will be back tomorrow for our next topic. Bye, guys.